It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. Time for the hottest wrestling podcast on the planet with your host, the Silent Assassin, our newest host, Bob, and his friend Stan, Dollar Bill, the Cleaner, and the Brain. Welcome to the Brain Trust.
Rah, rah. Hello.
¿Cómo estás?
Oh,
Bien,
muy
bien.
bien.
Ohio.
Sleepy.
Sleepy? Muy. That's Japanese.
Cleaner,
Yes.
how about you kick it off today?
Yeah, this is your world, dude.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm the host now. I mean, I wish my paycheck reflected it.
You got to
Wait,
talk
what
to the
Dude,
man
paycheck?
in the middle.
I wish my paycheck reflected it.
Wait, y'all getting paid?
Yeah, we got a whole lot of zeros on our checks. Too bad all of them are before the decimal point.
All right, so time to kick it into host gear.
All the zeros are to the left of the decimal point.
I wish I had some music. Right? All right, here we go.
If you
So-
want, I'll do some music for you.
Dope.
I'm scared to know where that music is going to come from.
Yeah, we don't need any.
I don't have a
We don't
ball
need an
button.
armpit concerto.
There's a couple places it can come from.
Yeah, we don't need any of those concertos. Thank you very much.
No.
And on that note,
Yeah,
We
on
saw
that
a
good
note,
night,
a
everybody.
couple of them during Dynasty.
I was finally able to use my Amazon gift cards that are not showing up. There.
because green, that's why.
But yeah, no, I was finally able to use them, and I was able to purchase AEW Dynasty, which happened last Sunday night. Now, since this is an AEW show, I'm taking over.
Go for
Big
it, man.
surprise.
Hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover.
Not so much a hostile takeover, but
So
Takeover,
in
takeover.
total, we
Yeah.
had about, I think it was 12 matches. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, we had about 12 matches. So we have, that includes the pre-show. So we have a little some things to discuss. So we are taking place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, from the Licurious Center, which is on the campus at Temple University. Yes.
Temple.
Let's see. Do we have an attendance figure?
Give me a second.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
I
looking
don't
at.
see-
Ah!
I don't see it on the wiki.
I don't see it on Wiki either.
All right, let me see.
Give me a second.
Oh, why does it say Wrestle Dynasty? No, I just need Dynasty.
I
So
got the results up on the Wiki.
no,
I'm
yeah, I got the
showing more
results
than
too.
7,500.
Yeah, I'm showing on Google here. It was
Yeah, that's where I went.
7,900 tickets distributed. So okay, that's a pretty good attendance, especially for that type of venue. So we're gonna kick it off on 0 Hour. We have a trios match between Nick Wayne and Crew, which is Action Andretti and Leo Rush, and they take on the team of AR Fox and Top Flight. So really, realistically, it was just a nice little trios match. It was a very aerial match since most of these guys are high flyers. And it very quickly turned into one. So it was very short. Mama Wayne got involved towards the end.
Big surprise.
Yep,
Mhm.
and it was allowed to hit for Nick to hit his finish for the win. And then Rush and Andretti had some words for Nick Wayne, but they won, and BR Report gives it a B plus. So for those what I should ask first is who did see at least the 0 Hour of Dynasty?
I saw it.
I saw
Okay.
the second half.
Okay, so you saw the second half of the pay per view.
No, I saw the second half of the pre-show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Neither did I.
Okay, no problem. So, for those that did see it, what are your takes?
So you said BR gave it a B plus. I can't
Yeah.
argue with that.
Okay.
It was a good match. It was a solid high flying match. You know, and of
Mhm.
course they had to have the fluky ending with Mama Wayne getting involved. But you know, that's
Okay.
AEW for you. They're going to get people involved that don't need to be involved.
Hey, I
That's wrestling
mean,
in general.
it's heels, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a nice little simple work, and it helps push the narrative. So the next match is probably the biggest moment from the 0 hour. Max Caster comes out for his open challenge, and the funny thing was he was wearing a Philadelphia Ben Simmons jersey, but the thing was I don't think it was an official Sixers jersey. It was just a gin. It was it?
Yeah, it was a generic. Because he was on the Sixers for a while.
No, yeah, and he's hated in Philly, but
Oh
I
yeah,
know that. It was just I don't think
Everybody
the jersey
hates
that
him.
Max was wearing was real.
yeah.
At least not a real Sixers jersey. So yeah, of course that's gonna garner heat because he was starting when he was doing the chant at first, they were actually chanting along. And he kept on going, you're not doing it right, you're not showing your spirit, and then he takes it off his jacket and reveals the jersey, and it's a chorus of boos. Lights go out, and surprise, surprise, it's a returning Anthony Bowen. And man, I'm not sure for anybody else that that saw it. It felt like it was screaming superstar presentation. It was a beautiful presentation, a beautiful song, which I forgot it, but he said what it was.
Yeah, he said it on Twitter.
Yeah, but it it's I think it was a Diary of Jane.
No, that wasn't Diary of Jane.
Or hold on, I'm gonna look it up because now when I say shit like this, right, it's gonna kill me not knowing the answer.
I get it.
Oh, it's Underground by Jane's Addiction.
Oh God.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just want to throw it out there. Myself and Fitz have watched Anthony Bowens since day one. When he was Anthony Vigilante.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wrestling in PWS at the Roy Rec Center, at the Soccer Dome. We knew back then he was a breakout star. When Falabon Bokara got signed to Impact, I'm like, where's Bowens? Then AEW comes around. They start swooping up Creative Pro guys. And one of them was Anthony Bowens.
Smart move on AEW's part.
Yeah.
One of the smartest things AEW's ever done because he is a star.
Yeah.
Like, 5-tool player, absolutely. Pride of wrestling, absolutely. And I'm going to go out on a whim with a prediction later on in the show after we talk about a certain title match.
Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I tell you what, he is a star and he finally has that presentation and that he has that star look. It was so good, not just to see him back, but the whole presentation. And then of course, it was just a simple squash match, which is what I'm loving with this open challenge gimmick, is that he does the open challenge and every single match is like an hour or a minute squash.
Let's go, Max. You're the dumbest wrestler alive.
Oh, because I'll be honest, I almost forgot about Anthony, and they said the turn happened in January. It feels longer than that.
It really does.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, it was a nice little segment, and Daddy Ass was out there too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Bones has in his future.
He's definitely got a championship coming eventually. I'm
Oh,
seeing him
without a
as
doubt.
possibly getting the TNT championship.
Well, that's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
I think the next person to be TNT champion will be Anthony Bowens.
And let's see how this Adam Cole run go. Oh well, I shouldn't spoil it.
Yeah. Spoiler.
What are you gonna say, Brain?
I was agreeing with you that we'll see how the run goes, but I really think that eventually, I think by the end of the year, Anthony Bowens is going to have held the TNT title, or will be holding the TNT title by the end of the year.
So okay, so now we get to the main card. Opening match of the night was the first round matchup for the Owen Cup between Will Ospreay and AEW New signing Kevin Knight. Now, one thing I do want to know before we get into this match, or at least I want to note before that we get into this match, that originally this match was slated. So I obviously it wasn't announced, but this match originally was slated to be Will Ospreay versus Jay White. But obviously White got hurt. And so now we give it to Kevin Knight the opportunity. And Kevin Knight also revealed that not only so over the weekend he was announced for the Best of Super Juniors in New Japan. So not only he announced that not only does he have a deal with AEW, he also has a deal with New Japan. So it's a dual contract.
Good for him.
Yeah, so he's not going to leave New Japan high and dry. But yeah, so he takes on Will Ospreay here on the first match of the night, and there's some just some notable highlights from the match. Ospreay obviously is one of the most over guys in AEW, either the first or the top or the second biggest babyface, depending on how you want to look at it. Knight had a nice sliding shoulder tackle, and the way that Knight. So Ospreay had a slingshot kick one point in the match, and Knight sold it tremendously. This kid's got so much talent.
He's got a bright future ahead of him in wrestling.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, without a
Got a
doubt.
bright future ahead of him in AEW and New Japan.
Without a doubt. And it was a very good show.
Hello, Sprocket Fairy. Welcome to the show.
Rocket Fairy in the house.
Welcome.
It's a Sprocket Fairy.
But
honey.
yes, so it was a nice showing from Kevin Knight. Nice introduction to the AEW audience, and BR Report gives it an A-. How
I
we
really
feeling?
can't argue with that.
Anything Will Ospreay touches is
Is an A, minimum A-.
Will Ospreay could have a match with the biggest jobber in AEW and it turned it into a 4-star match.
Without a doubt.
He could have a match with James Ellsworth and turn it into a 4-star match.
He could have a 4-star match with a chair.
He had a match, I think. I think he had a match with the dummy from DDT.
The blow up
forget
doll.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Like if you have matches with that, just it's literally a crash dummy. If you have a good match with it, you're like you need to be good to have a match with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Ospreay won. He moves on.
But it is funny as hell to watch them do those matches, though.
Without a doubt. Oh, without a doubt. And I do want to say, I know a lot of people didn't like the ending of the pay-per-view. I think legitimately the next world champion of AEW will be Will Ospreay.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
But the question is going to be where?
All in.
Yeah, I say all in. I say all in because I don't think they're going to be able to. Well, first of all, like we said a couple weeks ago, most of us are predicting Will Ospreay to win the Owen, which gets you a title shot at All In.
Yep.
So,
And isn't the finals of the Owen Cup at
Double
Double
or
or Nothing?
Nothing. Yeah, they're at Double or Nothing, and then you get your title shot at All In.
All In.
I'm gonna flip the script on that one.
Maybe
Ooh.
not.
Is it something you want to talk about or later?
After you go through the matches, plus
Okay.
with me not being here last week, didn't get to talk about about everything.
Okay. Just let me know. Just remind me at the end of the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, at
discussion.
the end, I'm going to give my thoughts on everything and where I think Mr. Ospreay will become the AEW World Champion.
Okay. So the next match of the night is the Hurt Syndicate and Brian Keith and Big Bill of the Learning Tree. It's really starting to come to me, and it's really starting to look like Lashley and Shelton are more baby faces than heels.
Yes.
They're getting over as baby faces, even though
They're heels.
MVP
They're heels.
they're technically supposed to be heels. MVP is still coming across as at least a tweener. And the storyline now with MJF. It was a really good. It was a nice, match just for the amount of time they were given in terms of like storyline building and all that. BR likes to state that they felt like Lashley and Benjamin were more like equals for the first time since they paired in WWE. Going back that far, this is the first time they truly felt like equals instead of a leader and a follower. Benjamin, man, he could still fucking go. So beautiful.
How old is Shelton Benjamin? I think he's older than me.
I don't know why. The first number to pop up in my head is 48. I don't know why.
I want to say he's in the 47, 48 range.
49.
He's 49. He will be 50.
He's 49?
Yep.
Yeah.
He will be 50 on July 9th.
Yep.
For the way that man looks, for the way that man goes in the ring, for somebody who's been doing it for over 20 years.
Yeah.
God.
Still 49-year-old.
I swear he should get more respect.
I think he started in 2000.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it was like
2000?
2000?
Yep.
Yeah.
I could.
The WWE should have given him a world title run, and I'll go to my with that one.
Without doubt, especially when you consider the SmackDown World Heavyweight title in like 2008, 2009, 2010 was nowhere near like the level of the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
No, absolutely not.
The big gold eventually became like a mid-card title. I don't know why you don't give Shelton Benjamin at least one run with that.
Absolutely.
But then again, it was Vince, so you don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
He wasn't thinking. That was the problem.
Yeah. Wait, Dollar Bill, you gonna say something?
Does he ever think?
No.
Vince is so weird sometimes with his ideas.
Yeah.
Some ideas worked, and unfortunately, a lot of the ideas didn't work either.
They like to say that, we listen to the audience. He didn't listen. The only audience, well, actually, he did listen to the audience, but the thing was, you got to know that the only audience in WWE that mattered was him. He only did shit for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
On a side note, bring back the Punjabi prison match.
No.
Oh, come on. I love
I
that.
honestly think it's a nice concept. It's just the reason why it didn't work is because you had fucking Great Khali in it. Who's he's 7 foot. You're asking him to do a fucking steel cage match? A WWE steel cage match? Like, are you fucking stupid?
Of course.
Well, obviously they were because they asked him to do it.
They asked him to do it twice.
I know. And what's worse is he did it twice.
Yeah. Fuck.
One with Batista and Taker.
Yeah, the first one I think was with Taker, and then I think the
Big
second
Show.
one. No, there's only been 3. As far as I know of, there's only been
Really?
3. It was Big Show and it was Taker and Khali. Then it was Batista and Khali. And then it was the one like 12 years later. It was
Jinder and Orton.
Yeah, Orton and Jinder. Which Khali was also involved in that one as well.
Yeah. So he was involved in every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Only 3 of them. Undertaker and Big Show, Great American Bash 2006. Batista and Great Khali,
You were right.
No Mercy 2007. And Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton 2017 Battleground.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I think Khali got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was a shoot injury, and they needed a replacement real quick. Because when I said that, right, I was like, "Oh, I think."
Oh, okay.
I
I
think
guess
Silent
why
was
he was
right.
taken out. Elevated enzyme levels in his liver.
Ooh.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah, wasn't like half the card changed that night?
Yes, because that was going around the locker room. Elevated
What?
enzymes. Yes, I remember that.
What the hell
Yeah, it was
caused
like-
it?
I think if I have my story correct, I think they had just come back from a tour from Southeast Asia.
Probably.
I think it was either India or it was like that Vietnam, Thailand area, and somebody caught like somebody ate some bad shit and it just spread throughout the locker room. That's how I remember it.
Shit. That's crazy.
Luna
That's-
likes the Punjabi prison.
You know what? I hope AEW fucking brings back before we get back into Dynasty. I think I've said it here before. I want to see them bring back the fucking Triples Cage. I fucking love that match.
Yes.
It's a cool concept. They just had fucking Vince Russo booking it. So of course it was fucking stupid. And the only part that I would take out or like I would change is that I don't want the person to whoever grabs the title, I don't want them to come back and step out through the cage. No, it should be like a ladder match, but with 3 steel cages.
Nah, race to the top. I'm with you. Race to the top.
Yeah, just reach to the top, go up there, grab it, and then it's over.
Yeah, if you remember the first Triple Cage, that's the way it was. When it was Jarrett, Page, and Arquette, it was the race to the top. Then when you had that 10-man one on
Nitro.
Nitro, it was up and down.
Yeah, and then fucking Vince Russo walks out of it.
I just watched the Who Killed WCW episode on Vice.
I will tell you this: Vince Russo didn't kill it, but he helped speed it up.
Yeah.
So I've told you the story, right, of why Vince was able to get it for so cheap. Not just like from the TV deal, but it was because did you ever hear about the lawsuit that WWE filed against WCW for the NWO stuff?
No.
No.
So in '96, when the NWO comes over, they come over and they come across as Razor Ramon and Diesel, still with the WWF and invading WCW. That's how they came across off on TV. So WWE filed a lawsuit, and I don't know why, but it took about 4 years for that lawsuit to settle. And it's so fucking insane. But like in the immediate aftermath, they came out on the next pay-per-view, which I think Great American Bash. And they're like, yeah, we don't work for the WWF, blah, 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 blah. So it takes about 4 years to settle. Roughly around, I think, late 99, early 2000, it settles.
Right.
And then December 2000. Well, okay. I should say one of the clauses in the settlement was that if WCW ever went up for purchase, Vince McMahon and the WWF would get first rights.
Right.
So December 2000, there's rumors of WCW, Turner, or I should say Time Warner, looking to sell. And then Vince McMahon, puts out an offer, it gets rejected. And then when Bischoff tries to buy it and the TV deal goes under, immediately they call WWF.
Mhm.
Like, hey, you want to buy it? And since it was just you're buying the IP and like you're not buying the TV deal would have bumped it up tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah, since there was no TV deal, you're getting it for pennies on the dollar. All right.
Yeah, didn't they get it for like $10 and a pack of gum?
Oh my god, I would have put a fucking offer out for it. But
Shit.
supposedly the rumored buying, it was never made official, but the supposed rumored buying price was about $4 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I think Eric Bischoff's offer was around I think it was between 30 to 60 million. That shows you how much that TV was. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, my mic went red. It usually means it's on mute. But yeah, no, that shows you how much that TV really costs, or like really affected it. So, all right. So we're gonna continue here with Dynasty, WCW 3.0. I consider TNA 2.0. So here we go. So the next one is another Owen Hart's quarterfinal match, but this time it's a women's match. It's Mercedes Moné taking on Julia Hart, and it was just a solid match. They were the crowd kind of went dead a little bit because they were pretty loud during the entrances. Julia Hart really looked like a star here.
Absolutely. Julia Hart was definitely carrying that match, despite the fact that she lost.
I mean, I think Monet's knowledge and her psyche was able to help bring up Julia Hart because that's what you do, especially as a heel. You're supposed to make the babyface look good. And, it was a solid match, B- from BR Report.
I wouldn't go any higher than that myself.
Anybody else has seen the show?
I didn't see the show, but I'm also not big on Mercedes Moné. She's a great wrestler, absolutely, but I'm just not a fan of her.
Yeah, that's no problem. But yeah, it wasn't a whole special match.
It was. I mean, to be honest with you, it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're trying to set up in the semis.
Yep. With I believe
Athena going over Harley.
I don't know which one is the ones announced for Saturday. Try to look.
Didn't they have their match tonight or no?
Chris Statler had her match tonight.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. That's what I thought it was Athena and Harley.
No, that will be on Saturday. So after that is a very big match. Something I did call. I will put out my gloating and say that.
Gloat.
The AEW World Trios Championship between the Death Riders and Rated FTR. So it was a very good, a very solid trios match. Some of the notes, like Cope has really been starting to, or Adam Copeland, he's really started to branch out and try to like differentiate himself from the Edge character. And he had a nice pair of gear. Wheeler is very good at the suicide dive. There was a submission spot at the end. It was very fun. It's very solid. It was nothing special, but the main part was the ending. So obviously, what happened was Yuta, he got the win for his team from using from the Shining Wizard style knee, which is known as the Busaiku. He hits that on hardwood. Death Riders 1, 2, 3, and then comes the ending.
Yeah.
So
The
they
ending.
all. Oh, go ahead.
The ending. Yeah, that was.
An ending.
Yeah.
So for those that haven't seen, gets up, rated to FTR. They do the hand raise, getting the sympathy, and you can tell something's coming up. And next thing you know,
yeah.
Dax Hardwood lays out Edge or Cope, lays him out, and you're like, oh
Wow.
shit. And then you see immediately Cash is like, what the fuck you doing? What is this? And they're teasing a breakup of FTR. And then Cash helps Cope up. Next thing you know, Shatter Machine. And it's official. Cope or FTR and Cope have split up, and they hit multiple concertos to Cope. They spiked Cope with a pile driver onto a chair twice. Yep. And one funny part was, as FTR was leaving the ring, Cash Wheeler gets onto the stretcher that they pulled out. He puts on the neck brace, and he's like, and then he's like, oh, that must be for him. He's in worse shape. So I think this is going to lead to FTR eventually. I'm going to say it's going to happen at All In. And what I see the story as, if you guys have another story, more than welcome to share. But what I think what's going to happen is FTR is going to go on a little heel run here. And it's going to save up to Double or Nothing. They're going to get a marquee match, maybe even a world tag title shot, as a month little storyline. And then after the match, Cope is going to come out as his big return. He's going to take some time off here, come out, and maybe even come out with Christian. A brand new Christian Cage. I don't know exactly how they're going to set it up. Maybe Cope comes back first with like a spike bat, runs FTR up, and then they eventually build up to Christian turning back face. And then at All In, you're going to get Cope and Cage versus Cope and Cajun. Copenhagen, Copenhagen versus FTR at All In.
At the Copa
Cajun.
Oh God! I had to couple everybody's head off.
Hey.
So this heel turn, what do you guys think about it? And then the eventual matchup.
I'm for the heel turn on FTR. I've always thought they've been better heels than faces.
Mm-hmm.
Could we see the return of Cope and Christian together? I don't know, man. If I would have taken a spike back to my testicles, I don't think I could forgive a guy so easily.
Oh, come on. Water under the bridge.
I mean, a lot of it goes back to 2001. If you want to consider WWE stories canon in AEW, you could go back all the way back to 2001.
Yeah, the whole turning after Edge won
King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stories you could play with here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Hangman's starting to not so subtly or easily forgive Swerve. You see a change little happening there, so anything could happen. But let me give you this idea. If it's not Cage, who tags with Cope?
Good question.
Debuting Josh Alexander.
That's a very good choice. Anybody else want to offer some suggestions?
Be Brody King.
Ooh.
Or Buddy.
Or Buddy. Yeah. I'll be honest. If Sinclair didn't sell Ring of Honor, I really think Brody King would have been at least a 2-time Ring of Honor champion right now.
Oh, no doubt.
Man, he is so fucking good. And speaking about him, my friend actually saw him in concert the other day. He's the lead singer of a metal band called God's Hate.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I've seen him like stage dive and shit like that.
Obviously not a Christian band.
No, they're the most Christian band out there. What are you talking about? But
I got a bridge to tell you.
I got some oceanfront property in Arizona.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How about let me take you to Kamurocho, Japan. Kamurocho, I should say.
Camarocho, yes.
Yeah. I got some friends I want you to meet. Kiru-chan! For all my fellow Yakuza fans out there.
Amen to that. Yoka Gakoto.
Oh, next.
So yeah, next we have the AEW Women's World Championship between Toni Storm and Megan Bayne. Now, I will give something out that happened at the end or after the show that this is why I love Toni Storm. But it was a solid match. Megan Bayne, this was like a coming out party for her. She really looked good. She looked very fast and agile for a woman of her size. I guess that's what the experience in GCW comes out with it. But yeah, no. So pretty much the ending of the match was a roll up, a big package, as Toni Storm likes to say. And it helped protect Bayne because it's not something that made her look weak. It's not something that made her give up or something like that. It still protects her in a bit. That,
it was more of a surprise win than anything.
Yeah, it was
again makes her look strong, even on a losing effort.
Yeah,
and it also protects Toni.
Yeah,
it protects them both in ways that make both people look good.
Which is something I want to fucking talk about later. Because
it also goes to show that Toni's got a big package.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking about Toni Storm having a big package, she's also very smart, and she could come up with poems on the spot. So at the post-conference, media scrum, I fucking love it. Because she talked about, it was a poem that was something along the line of, he had a cock so big he could suck it, wiping the jizz off his chin. He said if he had a pussy, he'd fuck it. I was like, this woman is a fucking god. Protect her at all fucking costs.
And then I saw highlights of the scrum afterwards. Muscle Man Malcolm.
Yes, because she was like, okay, well, I need some controversial questions before I leave. And he was like talking about like something. I forgot what he said.
Toni, this is his thing on his interviews. Toni Storm, what is your Waffle House order?
Waffle House order, yeah. She's like, Muscle Man Mark. Muscle Man Mark. And it's so fucking hilarious. I love Toni Storm. Oh my god. And people say that, AEW doesn't build stars, man. I could fucking name two of them right now. Swerve Strickland, Toni Storm. Like, Jesus Christ, they have just elevated themselves since ever coming to AEW. And Toni Storm already had, like, the fucking background of being one of the best female wrestlers in the world. But, now here, she's becoming one of the best fucking gimmicks in the world. Like, she's a complete package.
Yes.
That's very big. A complete, very big package. Okay, so the next match on the card is the second of two Owen Hart men's tournament qualifiers, or I should say quarterfinals. The Protostar Kyle Fletcher, which I still don't understand what that name is.
Protostar
Yeah,
sounds like a half-wit superhero. I am
it,
Protostar.
it sounds like somebody wanted to take the prototype of John Cena and like a superstar and combine them
Yeah.
together. But he took on Ring of Honor GOAT Mark Briscoe. It was a very good match. I mean, fucking Mark Briscoe, you can't talk about how talented he is. You can never stop, I should say. Fletcher with the pink gear honored Hart. Briscoe. One thing to mark out for Briscoe is that when he was on the barricade, walking along the barricade, he used a fan's head to balance. Fletcher with a nasty apron power bomb, and Fletcher is so fucking good. I saw a picture of him earlier. Somebody shared a picture of him, flexing out right next to a picture of Orton at the same age, flexing out. And Fletcher looked fucking. No, I'm not saying Fletcher had a better look.
Physique.
Yeah, physique. Yeah, that's the best word. And man, he is. If AEW it does right, he's gonna fucking take this company to another level. So, any thoughts and questions and concerns about the Fletcher Mark Briscoe match?
People are talking about why are they putting Mark Briscoe in all these tournaments if he's only going to lose? What he's doing is he's elevating the newer, younger stars, which is what a veteran is supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Rather than hogging the spotlight for himself.
Yeah.
He's had more than his share of spotlight time.
Yes.
And now he understands the way the business works is he has to elevate the new guys coming in, the younger talent, the stronger talent. He has to put on good matches, which he always does.
Yep.
And make them look good, which is what he always does.
Absolutely.
I gotta look up. Is he a TV champion?
No, he never won the TV title.
Okay. So then he's triple threat or triple crown because he's a former six man world champion and obviously tag title.
Yeah, he's won one or two tag team titles in Ring of Honor.
I heard he won 3.
That's how many I've seen.
You got to put a 1 in front of that 3.
Yes.
That's how many that 3 is how many I've seen him win in person. I've seen the Briscoes win the tag titles 3 times in person.
Nice.
I think Will and I have seen him them winning the titles a couple of times in person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Edison, no less.
I see one of the times one of them got their bridge knocked out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
That was like what?
I'll never forget.
I landed in the 6th row.
Oh shit!
So I'll never forget the time that Ring of Honor performed at the Rec Center.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 2012 before the hurricane hit. And me and my friend, we got there early. And here come the Briscoes coming in. Mark, being the comedian that he is, decides he's gonna jump up. He's gonna jump on the door, and he decides he's gonna start to pull his pants down to moon the people inside. I'm like, Mark, don't do that. And he starts laughing. And Jay, as always, super cool. Say hi to everybody.
I wish I got the chance to meet him.
Oh, dude, I met them twice.
The only bad thing was that, especially at the Hammerstein, man, them and the Bucks, their lines were always the fucking longest. I wish they could have maybe went to like SuperCon 2019 or WrestleCon 2019.
I don't remember seeing them at WrestleCon 2019. But I met them at Big Event. The second time I met them, it was Big Event. I don't remember if it was 2017 or 2018. But got to take a picture with them, and they were the guys told me how much it was to get a picture with them. I'm like, it's worth every penny. And it made both the Briscoes smile. I got to talk to him for a minute or two because there was nobody else in line.
Yeah.
And God, like, obviously I didn't have as much of a connection to Ring of Honor as you will and John.
Yeah.
But God damn, I miss Jay Briscoe.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's maybe not a day that goes by where I don't think about Jay. Like, I still remember I took a nap that day. I woke up and I saw that tweet from fucking Tony. And I still don't, it just still doesn't feel real. I still feel like Jay's just going to come out of nowhere and be like, I was just fucking with you guys.
Yeah, I wish, man. I really do.
It bothers me. It fucking bothers me that Tony Khan didn't sign them.
No, he did sign them to Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
but the thing was, it wasn't Tony Khan's decision. Like, he was trying to get them. It was TNT's decision to not get them on AEW. Like, TNT did not want them on AEW. That's why, hell, the tribute show couldn't even be on TNT because of Warner's pushback. But he was pushing for them. The Bucks were pushing him. Like, he went to Warner with the Briscoes to have a meeting to get them to allow them to appear on TNT, but he couldn't. So they were pretty much regulated to Ring of Honor.
Yeah. So the animal's in the house.
Good morning, wherever you are.
He's in the chats.
What's up?
Speaking of Ring of Honor, the next match on Dynasty is, I'm not gonna lie, I think should have been they should have waited a couple of weeks, put this at the main event of Super Card of Honor, but hopefully they have something up for Bandito here. But yes, the Ring of Honor World Championship title versus mask. I think anytime a non-Max superstar faces off against a Max superstar in a title versus mask match, it's almost guaranteed what's going to happen. So it was solid. Once again, the story of the night, a solid match. Nothing too special, but it was not bad by the slightest. There was one part at the end of the match. The ending of the match was, Chris Jericho using a bat, his trusty bat, to get the cheating victory, and it seems like that Chris Jericho won. They're gonna remove the mask, and then Bandito's family reveals the mask to the referees, and then they bring it up to the refs, and the refs decide to restart the match, and then immediately Bandito hits his finish. 1, 2, 3. Bandito, for the first time in 3 years, is Ring of Honor World Champion.
Woohoo!
Good for him. Thank God they decided to pull the trigger on this one.
I agree with Cleaner. This match should have been at Supercard.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. It definitely should have been. But I'm glad that they decided to pull the trigger in general.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. 10 years ago, I would have been so fucking happy Chris Jericho was Ring of Honor World Champion. but like even the first time when I was there live to watch Chris Jericho beat Cesaro or Claudio for the world title. And I'm saying to myself, like, holy fuck. Like, I'm not happy that Chris Jericho is Ring of Honor World Champion.
Yeah.
Even in 2018, like 2018 was the only time I was happy to see Ring of Honor or Chris Jericho in Ring of Honor, because it was the Chris Jericho, and it was on International Warrior, so he did like a special match with Ring of Honor on that show. But yeah, no, I was like, man, I can't believe like Chris fucking Jericho. Like, I'm pissed off that he's Ring of Honor World Champion. But yeah, no. So they went with Bandito, who was a Sinclair guy who came over, which I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see what they're gonna do for Sinclair for Supercard of Honor. I'm not gonna lie, I really want to see, like, maybe on a future episode, you can let me rant about my plan for Ring of Honor, what I would do.
Go for it.
Let me just say this. The TLDR is that even though Tony Khan owns it, I would set up 2 separate rosters, take people that you're not using in AEW, put them down in Ring of Honor, and let fucking Bryan Danielson book it. He has creative experience, especially with WWE, because he was a writer for WWE.
Yeah, during the time that he was retired.
Yeah. Well, even then, even afterwards, he was still a writer.
Yeah, he was still producing matches.
The Thunderdome era, he was a writer and producer. So
yeah,
he has experience with that. He has experience booking, and he knows exactly what Ring of Honor is about. Like, there's no greater star to come out from Ring of Honor than Bryan fucking Danielson.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, I mean, if there's... It'd be like if you give fucking John Cena control of WWE, or if you gave AJ Styles control of TNA, or something in Japan where you give fucking Hiroshi Tanahashi control of New Japan,
I thought he already had that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would be the equivalent of giving Ring of Honor to Bryan Danielson.
Oh, absolutely.
And it would get Tony Khan less for him to worry about. He can focus more on AEW. I mean, that's, like I said, we need our own episode for me to rant about fucking what I would do with Ring of Honor.
I'll call it Cleaner Rants.
Yeah, a special grind my gears.
Yeah, grinds my gears.
Was that Brain?
Suggestion.
Go ahead.
Next week.
If you're okay with it.
Why not?
Sure.
Uh-oh. Don't we have Mania next week?
That we do.
All right, so we'll do it the week after Mania.
Wait. Mania is
19th and the 20th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, next week's the next week's the 16th.
Yeah, we'd have to.
We'll preview all right, we'll preview Mania next week. We'll review Mania the following week, and then we'll do the rant show the week after that.
Yeah, it gives me time to prepare.
So in 3 weeks, you'll be ready to rant.
Okay.
And you got 3 weeks worth of data to work with too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that, you know what, we can make it even better. 3 weeks is the 7th. No, the 30th. We can make that not only me ranting, but we can make it a Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor preview.
Bingo.
Perfect. Supercard is that Friday.
Can this one be the guest host?
She's always a guest host.
Guess who got a bath today?
You?
Yes.
You didn't take a bath? What the hell's wrong with you?
Right in the towel.
Luna gave Killshot a bath.
Oh shit.
Did she use that nice fruity scented flea and tick shampoo?
I don't know. Joe bathed her.
All right, so
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway.
Dynasty. we're getting down to the nit and gritty here. The final 3 matches on night. First off, starting with the TNT Championship in a no limit, no outside interference match. Danny Garcia taking on Adam Cole, baby, the Pride of Panama.
Bye bye.
So yeah, like we said, it was in no limits, no time limits. Nobody else was allowed
No
to,
interference.
not even near the ring.
Yeah.
Cole was selling an ankle injury, and Garcia was working on it. One thing that BR notes was that the video package before this match was amazing. One of the best of the night. Garcia was in white gear, red boots, and Cole had gear that was commemorating his 17th anniversary. He was legitimately selling his ankle injury, made it look real good.
Yeah.
So pretty much the finish of the match was Garcia attempting a pile driver from the middle rope. Cole made a desperate counter that set him up for a Panama Sunrise. He hit 2 in a row, followed by running knees for the pin, and becomes the new TNT champion. After the match, Cole offered a handshake to Garcia and raised his hand with a look of defeat on his face. Afterwards, they filmed a little interview segment, not an interview segment, but like a backstage segment with Danny Garcia and Daddy Magic. Daddy Magic was trying to hype him up, trying to get him, motivate him to get back because, he was depressed. So we're going to see where this eventually leads up, especially tonight. After tonight, I should say, on Dynamite. So it's a grade of a B from Dynasty, or from BR Report. How do we agree and disagree? Thoughts and concerns?
I think it probably could have been an A-.
Oh, okay.
They both looked very strong. Both sold the moves very well. And the finish was very good. I liked where they were going with the finish and how it ended up with the double Panama Sunrise and the lower the boom.
Mm-hmm.
And they put on a hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And I think a B, grade of a B, is too low. I think it should have been at least B plus at minimum, A-, without a doubt.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. So yeah, Adam Cole's a new TNT champion. I remember Killshot. You were saying something about the TNT championship earlier.
Anthony Bowens will be the next TNT champion.
When?
Forbidden Door.
Ooh, in London.
Oh, I like it.
Here's my thinking. You re-debut Bowens. You keep Billy Gunn with him. He's gonna have the match on Saturday with Blake Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go on a winning streak. Let him take out some lower names. Then start give him the match, number 1 contenders match with Daniel Garcia.
Mm.
In the meantime, Cole's defending the title he defeats Garcia in a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
He takes out people like Dante Martin, AR Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Crew.
Nah, Crew's Crew.
Nick Wayne.
No, the Crew is Andretti and Leo Rush.
Leo. Give Cole a couple big wins on pay-per-view. And then lead it to London. Lead it to the Forbidden Door.
Mm-hmm.
Last time Bowens wrestled there, he left 1/3 of the Trios champions.
Oh yes, yes, at All In. So the thing is, It's going to be in London, but we don't know. We don't think it's going to be Wembley. It might be. Supposedly,
I
it
thought
might
they
be
announced it to be Wembley.
They announced it to be London, but they haven't
Oh.
officially announced the venue.
Location.
Yeah, like they don't know if it's gonna be like the O2 Arena or if it's gonna be like Wembley.
Yeah, but the O2 can only hold like 10 grand, and
A little more than that. I think it's like 15.
but like AEW's London shows are always huge. So
I think they're keeping the all in for the stadiums, the stadium idea. So that's what I'm thinking. Like unless they go to like unless they do like let's say Forbidden Door from Fulham, you know, if that's in London. I don't know if Fulham's in London. I don't know my soccer. Soccer, you European bastards.
football.
It's soccer. It was originally that's actually the original name for it. It was soccer, and then somewhere along the lines, the British were like, "No, it's football." But
It just made more sense than foot plus ball.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So the penultimate match of the night is the AEW International triple three-way because fucking triple threaded. Yeah, we're not
Yeah, the
gonna
three-way
get
match for the international championship.
Yeah, the three-way.
Your boy, the
This
Cena, your namesake.
I'm going to say,
Oh, wait a minute. You're his namesake. Never mind.
yeah. Excuse me. Match of the night. My eyes.
No crying.
Yeah, no crying. There's no crying in wrestling.
Oh, there's plenty of crying in wrestling.
One thing to note was funny was Justin Roberts said, "Show some love for Ricochet" during his entrance. Considering his, current gimmick, it's very funny. Thing
It was
to say.
funny. It was funny.
Mike Bailey, I really wished. I don't know if they might have looked into it. I kind of like in my head, I have him coming out to Brass Monkey by Beastie Boys, which is what he uses in the independent scene.
Yes.
Really funny to see him
He
do it.
really needs to come out to that because that is a great song for him.
It is. Bailey and Omega, they took a little moment there. Just if you'll probably see it online, is because he also did it. They did something like this on Dynamite tonight. But yeah, Ricochet, he did an outside dive, and then Bailey and Omega slapped his bald head. It has a fun little
Yeah.
spot.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
There's numerous double pin spots. Very creative. Bailey has a moonsault knee drop, and he was able to do it. He missed, but he was also eventually able to hit it on both men. But there was one time where he
sold that knee injury something fierce. He did a good job on that one. But
there's one spot
that had to hurt.
Without
that had to hurt.
There's one spot that you've probably already seen. It's Ricochet was on the headset talking to commentary, looking right at the camera.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, you just see Mike Bailey's foot fly right into his face. You definitely
headset got taken out. The headset got broken.
Yeah, this is you've probably seen this multiple times on the internet. So yeah, it's a very funny spot. So basically the finish was Omega hits Ricochet for the one-winged angel. And that's why I thought it was a triple threat match, because you needed Ricochet to take the pin here, because you don't want the brand new Mike Bailey to take a pin, especially from someone like Omega. BR gives it an A. How are you guys feeling?
Now, here's my thing. You're
Mhm.
taking a pin from one of the best wrestlers in the world. Shiny new toy or not, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, shall we watch it?
Watch what?
What do you
But
think?
but yeah, JP. Oh, here it is. Let's see.
Let's see if we can get the trying to get the sound on. There we go.
No, we don't need the sound.
No, it is.
Ricochet was casually doing
Okay.
commentary mid-match.
Because yeah, it's just some dude.
Some asshole.
This is that's not
Oh.
the this is the TV shot here.
I can't say some asshole. I take it back.
Like, I got to mount my wife.
Boom.
There it is.
And Mike Bailey goes, my wife's better looking.
But no, JP, going back to what you were saying, like, it's okay for somebody new to take a loss. I would agree, but this situation didn't warrant it.
Yeah, it's like if they would have brought him in and he would have lost to Nick Wayne, that would have been no bueno.
So now we come on to the final match of the night, the main event, AEW World Title match, and I got a lot to say because I see some discourse on the internet, and I want to challenge it. So obviously we have Jon Moxley versus Shane Strickland, or Swerve Strickland, excuse me. So Shafir, if you some people were very tight-eyed, you could notice the briefcase had a little extra straps on it to keep it closed. Shafir was stepping in on Swerve's face as she walked by, was cold-blooded. Very good heel work here. Prince Nana was doing some very good sell jobs here. But yeah, no, it was a very hard-hitting match. Very Jon Moxley setup type match. There was a point where, obviously the ref got taken out and Hangman Adam Page comes out and it looks like he was choosing between which one to hit. And it started to look like he was going to hit Mox, and then surprise, surprise, Death Riders come in to try to stop. Hangman starts to take out all three, and he eventually did hit a dead eye on Mox. And then the Ops come in to finish off the Death Riders. And just as it looks like as Swerve is about to win the championship, the lights go out. They come back on. The EVPs, the founding fathers of AEW, the Young Bucks, are back. And they hit Swerve with his BTE trigger, and Moxley still wins. Now, a lot of people don't like it because a lot of people had it set up in their mind that Swerve is going to win.
Yep.
And they, for some reason, don't like the basic wrestling trope of heel wins in dirty tactics to win the championship. Like, a lot of people don't, I don't think they grasp the concept that a heel, it needs to be hated. It's not supposed to be liked. So having a heel win in a clean fashion over maybe your biggest star, your biggest babyface, is not a fucking good idea. So he
Agreed.
needs help to win.
People are stupid.
Yeah, he needs help to win. The Death Riders are gone. So now the returning Young Bucks help him out. And if you've seen, they kind of pushed the story tonight of, Kenny came out to start to talk to the Bucks, but then out comes Okada. And, they were pushing more of an alliance between the Elite and the Death Riders. I don't know if that's going to happen, but a lot of this, like a lot of people were saying, that, the ending fell flat. It's set up. You could tell it's setting up the next story of Swerve and the Hangman versus the Young Bucks. I feel like that's going to happen at Double or Nothing and not so much All In. You might get Kenny and Hangman versus the Bucks at All In. But I think this is...
I don't think you're going to get Kenny and Hangman versus the Bucks at All In. I think
that's right. You're right.
gonna get
What am I talking about?
Kenny and Okada
Yeah,
title for title.
yeah. Kenny Okada title for title at All In. Fuck. What was I thinking?
You might get Kenny and Hangman against the Bucks at Double or Nothing.
No, I think it's gonna be Kenny or Hangman and Swerve. I feel like that's
Okay.
the story they're pushing because especially tonight, after the Swerve match, Hangman came in. Oh, there's some stuff we want to talk about from Dynamite tonight too. So after Swerve beat Pac tonight, I think that was a tournament match, correct? Yeah, that was a tournament match. And the thing is, Pac might be hurt, so it wasn't like it was a legitimate injury because you could tell they had to call a audible. You could tell he was legitimately hurt and he was limping, like he had his foot in the air, and then he gets hit with one kick. Swerve does his finish, and you could see like after the 1, 2, 3, Pac had his foot up in the air. So prayers up to Pac. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah, so
situation normal. Pac's hurt again.
I mean, tonight was a freak. He gets hurt in the most freak accidents ever.
Yeah.
Man.
Look at the match with him and Jericho.
Yes.
It was just
Jericho tried to get himself disqualified by pushing Charles Robinson. And you could hear him shout at him, "He's hurt, you fucking asshole."
Well, yeah, because Charles Robinson didn't know what Jericho was doing. What the fuck are you doing? And he was starting to get pissed. He's like, he's fucking hurt. Oh. But yeah, so they did a segment where Hangman went looking for Swerve, went into his locker room, wasn't there, but Nana was there, and him and Nana had a little confrontation. And then I was going to say something else, but I completely forgot. But anyway, I give it a B plus of a show. It wasn't as good as Revolution. There was, other than the international triple threat, I don't think it was too crazy of a show. But yeah, no, I think it was. It wasn't bad by the slightest. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I think you had one bathroom break match, and that was Mercedes.
I mean, I thought it was nice, solid wrestling. It definitely flew by. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. The show definitely flew by.
That I know a lot of people complain about, like the 4.5 hours of wrestling with AEW, but for me, it flies by because I enjoy it a lot. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania 35, 7-hour show that like feels like it just slugs the entire thing.
Yeah,
7-hour show, which felt like 20.
Yeah,
that's a bad sign.
Yeah, because the pre-show was 2 hours long.
Yes.
And then you had 11, 12 matches on the main card.
Yeah.
The main event did not go did not start until almost 1:30 in the morning.
Yes,
no. It started after midnight.
Yeah, but and then you also got to remember
12:30.
People were stranded there for another 4 hours because New Jersey Transit just shut down.
Yeah, fucking assholes like that.
Yeah. So tonight on Dynamite, we had some good stuff. Not a whole lot of teasing. It did end in another, Death Riders beat down. So, it was put out in a challenge, the Ops versus Death Riders for the 6-man titles, but I don't know what's going to happen depending on the Pac injury. I don't know. Maybe Mox fills in.
It's about the only thing I can think of happening.
Unless they add a new member. Yeah, no.
I don't really see them adding a new member. I don't really know who the hell's going to want to join them.
You never know. You never know.
Tony says, "Do this." Okay.
Yeah. True. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I relinquish my time.
To me,
Why?
Whoever wants to talk about whatever they want, go ahead.
me.
Why?
Okay, so
Oh yeah, that's right. You said you wanted to talk about something afterwards. After we discuss, what is the
So-
thing that you wanted to discuss?
everybody's talking about the Owen.
Hmm.
You got the men's Owen, you got the women's Owen.
Yep.
And people are saying the men's Owen is going to be Osprey. My response: you're not going to put Osprey Moxley in front of 15,000 at All In.
It's not 15,000. It's going to be way more.
I'm just throwing it a not London number.
Well, you know, All In is in the place where the Texas Rangers play baseball, so it's going to be
Yes.
about 40 to 50K. I think right now they've sold about 25,000. I think,
Like-
but that number's going to go up in the next couple of months.
What I'm thinking is Hangman wins the Owen, goes on to face Moxley at All In, loses, and it starts to lead up to Forbidden Door. Osprey gets his shot there and wins.
Okay.
For the women,
Okay. Yep.
everybody's saying it's going to be Mercedes. It's going to be Mercedes. I say no. I say it's going to be Jamie Hayter.
I agree with you on that one.
And
I agree too.
and I'm going to go for the long-term storytelling on this one.
Yep.
Because Jamie Hayter was holding the AEW Women's title when she lost it to Toni Storm and was out for a year due to injury.
Also, remember, I'm going to take you back even farther. Who did Jamie Hayter beat for that title?
Toni Storm.
Yep. So, at least on the women's bracket, I completely agree with you. I think that is the money match, no pun intended, for All In.
But also, I don't think we're getting Mercedes versus Athena in the second round.
I think depending on what happens, I think Athena might get screwed.
Yes. Because I'd rather
unfortunately.
see that match at All In.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It should be at least at All In, if not at Double or Nothing. But it also depends. Like I'm saying to myself, okay, what are they going to do with the Ring of Honor title now? Because now you're going to start to see like Athena's starting to pop up on AEW. So what are they going to do down in Ring of Honor? I mean, I still wish Billy Starks would have won at Final Battle.
Same.
Because then you could have put Athena, you could have called Athena up there. But maybe you want that whole prestige of Ring of Honor World Champion versus TBS Champion as like
All these champions.
a marquee match. Yeah.
And especially since Athena's from Texas.
Yes. So she's gonna get babyface. But at least in the terms of the men's, I disagree because I don't think if Forbidden Door was going to be at Wembley, I think they would have long announced it, and tickets would have been long on sale. I think it's going to be at the O2. So my guess is that they're going to do Osprey and Moxley at the All In, and it's going to be Osprey because especially like it's going to be the second biggest gate in AEW history. they're gonna want, or the third biggest gate, the biggest in the United States, the biggest non Wembley gate they're gonna do. But no, actually, it could be. I think it could be All In too. I don't know. I got to check up on that. But the story is, yeah, you're gonna have the bigger stage at All In. Why not have Will Ospreay win the title there? Because especially since Forbidden Door is now in August, it's not in June.
June.
This year. Yeah.
I'm just starting to get aggravated with this whole Death Riders storyline.
Oh, please. I think we all are.
For me, I mean, I'm not. I could understand. Like, yeah, the situation is like they keep booking themselves. Well, it's a bunch of short feuds. It's not, long term stuff, and especially with, you want the heel to be hated. You don't you want to be in a situation where you want to see the heel lose. You're not, because one thing I think WWE has done over these past 20 years is they've gone away with the traditional heel. Like, the heel's got to have merchandise. The heel's got to sign picture or take pictures and sign autographs for fans. Heel should not be liked. Heel needs to be hated. And I think
I hate the Death Riders.
a lot of what I see with the Death Riders reminds me a lot of Triple H Reign of Terror, which now I'm starting to get more of an appreciative of, at least in the sense that, yeah, Triple H was winning in ways that he wasn't winning clean. And neither is Mox. And it's building heat for him. And I'm like, you know what? Because, reminder, people are like, oh, there's go away heat and then there's, normal heat. No, heat is heat. They don't give a shit if it's go away heat or we don't like you here, whatever fucking type of heat it is. If you're getting booed as a heel, then they're doing their fucking job.
Yeah.
So, am I enjoying the storyline? I wish it could fucking be better. I liked it in its beginning.
I wish you'd got a haircut.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like in the beginning of the storyline, I liked it. I liked that hostile takeover type stuff. But then there was a point where you could kind of see where it was becoming less hostile takeover and more like traditional heel faction. And I was like, oh, they haven't pushed their agenda. They haven't really made that big of an impact on the overall company, which is why I'm starting to get disappointed, because they talk about like tonight, the Young Bucks promo, they talked about how the Death Riders want to see the best in AEW. They want to change AEW for the better. They want people to push themselves and stuff like that. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, at least,
in a long time.
at least in the storyline, we haven't seen real change of AEW in the Death Rider storyline, which is why I'm starting to all right, now I think it's starting to run its course, because they're failing at their objective. I think a proper storyline would have been a month or two, you set up all the main players, and then you start actually the Death Riders are starting to achieve their purpose. Yeah, he took the title. What else? Now we start seeing actual change in the company. Maybe they go back to a traditional style, rings and shit. Maybe they go back to traditional, Ring of Honor style roles. 20 time limit. Or I should say, ring
20
out.
count.
20 count. Yeah, that's the words I'm looking for. No open fist and people actually getting fined and shit. And what I'm trying to say is they didn't really achieve their objective.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, so that's why I'm starting to get a little over the Death Rider. But then obviously I could tell they're setting something up for All In to where he gets beat on the biggest stage, Now, originally, I thought they were probably going to do Anarchy in Arena for the Death Riders at Double or Nothing, but tonight they're doing the Ops challenge for the 6-man. So but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they could still, just because they challenge for the 6-man doesn't mean that they're gonna wait until Double or Nothing, because Anarchy in the Arena is Double or Nothing.
Yeah. But I thought it was just gonna be like a 4-on-4 match in Anarchy in the Arena. Thing is, I don't like now. I would think the idea would be to make the Ops, have that 6-man title match at Double or Nothing. I mean, maybe you could do an Anarchy and Arena match for the 6-man titles to give it a
That
little
could be.
credibility.
I could
Go
see
ahead.
that. I could see that.
So, but yeah, I guess with that, I pretty much ranted and rambled. If anybody got anything else to bring up, AEW or not AEW, go ahead.
So I'm just looking at the list of pay-per-views for this year for AEW and Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to July.
Yes, because I know we got Supercard of Honor May 2nd, and then later that month, Memorial Day weekend. I don't know which day it
Yeah.
is specifically.
May 25th, Double or Nothing.
Yep. And then July 16th, I think is All In.
Before that, they got Fighter Fest.
I don't
That's
know.
just a
I don't think
special.
that's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be a TV special. Because I don't know if they actually announced it, or if it's just been like leaked on the sheets. It's going to be a Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah,
So
they
it's gonna
said
be-
that's what it said.
Yeah, so that's not going to be a pay-per-view.
July
Um,
July 11th, Death Before Dishonor.
Oh yeah, that's right. They announced that it's the week of All In. It's going to
The day
be
before All In
okay. Yeah, so it's the day before All In
at Esports
the
Arena.
Esports, yep, in Arlington, and then
Then-
All In.
at
And
Globe
then-
Life Field,
Yep, and then London is getting
Forbidden Door,
Forbidden Door. I think it's the 25th of August,
24th.
24th. Okay, and then the week after that is All Out. Now the rumor is it's not going to be in Chicago this year.
Oh.
I've heard that as a rumor.
Well-
I'm not 100% sure because it's this year is the first year Double or Nothing is not in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
other than
I was
pandemic
just about
year.
to say that.
Yeah. So I think they might be taking All In or All Out away from Chicago. Not 100% sure. And then obviously October's is going to be Wrestle Dream. November is going to be Full Gear. And then December is World's End. But they haven't announced where those are going to be.
Let one of them be here in Michigan.
Detroit might get something.
Maybe.
I would like that. Give me blood and guts.
Yeah, I'm still upset that fucking
I don't know.
Newark.
I don't know. I'm looking at the list on smarkoutmoment.com
Mhm.
and
Well, yeah.
AEW All Out, the logo is still pretty much Chicago.
Yeah, but I don't think it's official. I think they're just using it as like a placeholder.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, because nothing after Forbidden Door
Yeah.
location or venue is determined.
Yeah, you'll probably get some type of announcement either during Double or Nothing,
Mhm.
or either Double or Nothing or
Super
Fighter
Card of Honor,
Fest. Or Death. Yeah, maybe Death Before Dishonor. No,
Death
You're
Before
pro-
Dishonor.
no. I think it's going to be in. I think it's going to be at Double or Nothing because it'll give them like 3 months to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Tickets selling.
Wait,
Tickets, please.
can you scroll up for the dates just real quick? August, July 12th. No, okay. I just wanted to see if they're going to interfere with any of my concerts.
Of course not. They better not.
Hold on, let me check right now because there's definitely going to be one date I'm going to miss. Okay, yeah, the 25th. I won't be here.
Mm.
So yeah, June 25th, you get a week away from me.
Boo.
I'll be up in.
Eh,
I'll
meh,
be shipping up to Boston. Hey yo.
meh.
Sweet Caroline. Yeah,
Boston sucks.
I saw a video earlier today of a guy playing Sweet Caroline on the subway in Boston,
Mhm.
and the place echoed with everybody singing.
Mm.
Yeah, no shit. That's like the anthem.
That's
of
that's
Boston.
that's the Boston anthem. I know.
No wonder I don't like that song.
I actually don't mind the song. You know?
I don't know. It's like I never got in. Like it was one of those songs that was just like, I'd rather hear chalk on a board sometimes.
I like when West Virginia plays the song.
Mm.
nah,
How did
just
she-
You know why, right?
No.
Because when they get to that Sweet Caroline, you know how you're supposed to go bum bum bum.
Yep.
No, they don't do that.
What they do? What they do?
Eat shit, Pitt.
Yeah.
Because of the rivalry between the West
West
Virginia
Virginia.
Mountaineers and the
All
university
right.
and Pitt University.
You know what? I'll take that. That's actually funny as hell.
It is.
Eat
And it's
shit,
true.
bit.
And I heard it this year during one of the games.
Hey, Caroline, you
Eat
suck.
shit,
Insert team.
Pitt. But yeah,
God.
I think it's hilarious.
I think that's hilarious. I agree.
All in all, AEW Dynasty, with the exception of
Solid.
maybe 2 matches, was a solid B plus.
Mm.
Can't give it any higher than that, but it was a solid B plus at best.
a solid B plus player.
Oh yeah, it was a very good show.
A solid B plus.
C plus. You
All right,
shoot
so-
your out. You shoot your out.
No,
I'm
C
guessing
minus. No, C minus.
C plus.
I thought it was minus because I thought she's like, it's like it's that big thing. That yeah.
No, C plus.
All right.
So now
Well,
that
all
we're
those
at the end of the show, anybody want to rant for a little bit while we still have time?
Nah, I think we've done enough ranting. Especially you.
Yeah, true.
So next week, a preview of WrestleMania.
Whoa. It's WrestleMania. I wish they brought that theme back.
Yeah, I know.
No, I wish they brought back like Crack Addict or My Way by Limp Bizkit.
No, I'm not crack addict. I don't. It's like I see that enough.
Live it my way.
I love that song, Crack Addict. It's not as good as My Way, but it's still a damn good song. And then the POD at WrestleMania 18. Gonna be a or no, WrestleMania 20. I think it's
22.
Drowning Pool. No, Drowning Pool is you want to step up, you're gonna get knocked down. That fucking song, dude. WrestleMania 20 lives rent free in my head.
WrestleMania 20, where Vacant won the World Heavyweight title.
That I had the DVD for that show. And then what's also cool is like there's like a little documentary about WrestleMania 19 on that DVD as
That's
well.
cool.
Yes,
I was
going back
supposed
to when I bought every wrestling DVD that came out.
I bought a ton. Like I know I had WrestleMania 22 as well. Years later, I bought the Paul Heyman DVD.
Yeah, I always
Nice.
loved buying those because I loved hearing the stories.
He's got stories.
Yeah.
Oh, he
That
got
was a good
stories.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Paul Heyman DVD is a very good watch, even though that's like 2014, 2015 that came out.
Somewhere around
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. So, right,
Ladies
gentlemen.
and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
and I am the advocate.
Of a garbage truck.
Yeah, really. Of a dumpster fire. So, gentlemen, excellent show as always. Excellent show.
Yeah, it's a very good show.
And-
Luna did great.
Oh, she always does great. So, and until next week, gentlemen,
Keep it tight.
too sweet.
It'll last all night.